And stacking up today, before we get to our trade of the day with Tom White at TD Ameritrade, I want to ask you about Dow 20,000. What's your trader thought?
Being a trader, it's not that big of a deal. It's a price point. I know the general public gets all excited about these milestone numbers and such, but I look at that as almost an area where I want to start selling the market, to be honest with you.
There's been a lot of excitement surrounding Caterpillar over the past few months here. So what do you think about this stock?
Yeah, it's gotten a big boost. It's up about 14% post-Trump election win, and that's based on infrastructure build and the fact that Caterpillar manufactures heavy machinery. But the thing that people are overlooking is the fact that it's only a small portion of its business, and it doesn't account for that much revenue. So I think the stock's getting a little bit ahead of itself. It's got earnings after the close, or actually before the open today. So what I'm looking at is to see that pop up to that $100 level. Once it hits there, I'm going to start looking to get short it. Maybe into earnings if it does go over that $100 level. I'm looking to get short. I think it's going to pull back. Valuation's way too high in that stock, in my opinion. But that being said, it's got the ball rolling. It's kind of finally cut some jobs. It's kind of gotten its balance sheet in order, but at the same time, the valuations are way too high.
Let's take a look at Microsoft now. What do you think about this stock? Because earnings are coming up here.
Yeah, the CEO is doing a great job with Microsoft. Stock's up exponentially from last year. It's rallied ever since they got rid of Ballmer, who was one of their founders. So Nutella's doing a great job. That being said, they've got earnings after the close. They're expecting about a 4% move. The option market's pricing that in. And over the last 2 years, we've seen 7% moves that day after earnings. And we've seen a lot of jumps higher in that stock. And that's based on them exploring into the cloud business, the service industry as opposed to hardware. So we could see another upside surprise in there. We're seeing a lot of call buyers in there, investors and traders that are a little bit more optimistic and taking an upside bias in that. But my opinion is I'm going to wait until after earnings to kind of take a directional bias in there. Pays a great dividend, so it's a great stock.
One other stock to look at today, and it's Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Buy, sell, hold, trade. What do you do here?
Well, Starbucks was down actually 7.5% last year in 2016, which is kind of surprising because the overall market rallied. Coffee prices are still going up. It's one of those commodities, coffee, that is never going to go down in price. It's almost like your taxes.
It's so true.
Your taxes aren't going to ever go.
It seems to only know to go in one direction, and that is higher.
Right, and the CEO has got this vision for growth. He's opening thousands of stores a year. I mean, that equates to money. The overall global economy is doing better. They're expanding overseas. I do not see the stock getting below that $57 a share level. It's pulled back after earnings a couple times just because guidance, and the CEO is he's almost too truthful during these conference calls. So the stock gets hit a little bit. It's been on a little upward trajectory over the last few months, which is great for the shares. 50-day moving average is about $57 a share. That's why I'm kind of picking that as a bottom. And if it does pull back, I'll be probably an aggressive buyer there.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Good to be here.